Leading off the top of the first, number 10, Landon Bader.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Chakalaka, Oxford, Alabama. Signature Field. It is the last game we'll play today, and for one of these two teams, the last they'll play this year. Landon Bader grounding out to short on the first pitch in this one. Southern Union, the visiting squad, on virtue of the fact they are a 4. Meanwhile, the 2-seed Delgado is the home team. One away, Bader grounding into the 6-3. Ace Williamson to the plate. Jaden Anderson batting third. Andrew Walton fourth. Ben Arundel is the 5-hitter. Braden Devine hits 6th. Pat McGlunn 7th. Cameron Miller 8th. That will drop into right field. And a 1-out single. As a base runner on for the Bison.
15, right fielder, Jaden Anderson.
Cannon Miller hitting 8th. Tanner Taylor 9th for the Bison. Connor O'Shea is the Delgado pitcher. Josh Eames behind the plate. Eli Booth at first. Second baseman Giovanni Lasciardi. At short, Christian Westcott, the third baseman Rhett Cintani. Outfield of Jackson Walker in left. Center fielder Walker Bazile. And the right fielder is Logan O'Neill. Winners got Shelton State. Shelton State winning earlier today over Delgado. 3-2. Southern Union has won today. Knocked off Northwest Shoals. Delgado coming in off a loss to the Buccaneers. 2-0 count to Jaden Anderson. Andrew Walton on deck. That is floated towards Tidwell in center field to make that Bazile in center field. Tidwell, the center fielder in the game prior. Bazile playing center for Delgado. And Anderson will fly out for out number 2. Two gone for Andrew Walton. Ben Arundel to the on-deck circle. In that game that just wrapped up, it took 7 for Southern Union to knock off Northwest Shoals 9-1. So Northwest Shoals joins Nunez, Sneed State, Coastal South, and Wallace Hansville in exiting this tournament, and 3 teams remain. Another shot for Bazile in center field, a little deeper with this one, but still in the park. And the catch made on the Andrew Walton fly ball. 4 up, 3 down, nobody scores. We head to the bottom of the first and to the top of the Delgado order.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
First pitch, bottom of the first. Casey Artigues leading it all for Delgado. Red Centani is the two-hitter. Jackson Walker hits third. Eli Booth fourth. Josh Eames is the five guy. Logan O'Neill hitting sixth. Christian Westcott seventh. Giovanni Lasciardi hits eighth. And Walker Bazile is the nine guy. Ashton Smith getting the starting nod for the Bison. He's the guy on the bump. Throwing to Cannon Miller. Timed perfectly the leap by Tanner Taylor. And Artigues lines out the second. One out for Red Centani. Andrew Walton, the first baseman. You've just been introduced to second baseman Tanner Taylor. Shortstop for the Bison, Braden Devine. And at third, Pat McGlon. Outfield of Landon Bader in left. Center fielder is Ace Williamson. And Jaden Anderson in right. One out in the bottom of the first. Red Centani to the plate. 0-1 pitch to Centani. Just a little bit low. Count evens at 1. Eight teams originally, 3 teams now. 2 teams after the day is done. And then the question mark becomes, can they play tomorrow? Rain moving in for a couple of days. 1-2 pitch. As that one is sent in front of second baseman Tanner Taylor. And his throw over to first will not get Centani. Centani on, and that'll be credited as a, I'm waiting to see on the scoreboard. Got a feeling it's going to be a base hit. Jackson Walker coming to the plate. Eli Booth on deck. That is shot in the direction of left field. Bader backs up, makes the catch. Back to first goes Centani.
First baseman number 36, Eli Booth.
Two gone for Eli Booth. Arendelle, Devine, and McGlon when you get the second for Southern Union. A little bit of a lead for Centani over at first. 5 stolen bases on the season for Centani, caught twice. Eli Booth did not play in the earlier game for Delgado, which was a little bit of a surprise. Has made some great plays, and wow, he's just put together a great hit. 2-run shot, and Booth will give Delgado the lead. Two out, 2-run home run. Eames coming to the plate. Booth has just put Delgado on the board. Logan O'Neill to the on-deck circle. And the guy who didn't start in the game against Shelton State and didn't come into the game for Shelton State at first, despite the fact they did put a replacement in late in that game. Starts in this one at first and launches a 2-run shot to put the Dolphins on top early. Eli Booth. Well, St. John's has come back and beaten South Florida State 6-2 for the championship. They forced the if game, and they win the title. St. John's River winning D2 in softball and advancing to the Nationals. Well, that means it's been a bad day for South Florida State. They were the only unbeaten team in D2 and lost twice today to St. John's. Hit to center field. There, Ace Williamson will make the catch. But it's a 2-run lead, Delgado, after the Eli Booth homer.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Arendelle.
One hit in the first, but it was a big hit, a 2-run shot from Eli Booth. Delgado taking a 2-zip lead into the second. Ben Arendelle, Braden Devine, Pat McGlon due up in the inning. Two-one pitch. It is hit towards center field. Stays in the park, though, and the catch will be made by Bazile for out number one. Bazile has been active. That is 3 in a row hit to Bazile. 2 to end the first, and the first to begin the second. One out for Braden Devine. Pat McGlon moving to the on-deck circle. Outside with the opening pitch to Devine. Another one to the outfield. This time, though, they're kind of sharing the wealth. Catch made by Jackson Walker. 2 outs and Pat McGlon to the plate.
Number 27, third baseman Pat McGlon.
Ashe, 46 2/3 innings of work this year. Went 6 and 3. There's another fly ball and another catch, this time by Walker. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the inning. O'Neill, Westcott, and Lasharney coming up.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Bottom of the second, Logan O'Neill starts it. Christian Westcott and Giovanni Lasciardi due up in the inning too, 3 in a row. Retired in the top part of the inning by Ashe, and actually 5 straight, all flyouts. As we get the bottom of the second underway, O'Neill, Westcott, and Lasciardi due up in the inning. Ashton Smith, 49 innings of work for Southern Union this year, 3-3 with 1 complete game. And he will hit O'Neill.
O'Neill's hit by the pitch. Brings up right fielder, shortstop.
He'll go down to first. Christian Westcott coming to the plate. Giovanni Lasciardi moving to the on-deck circle, and a trip out to the pump. Coach coming out to have a conversation with Ashton Smith. Has given up a lone hit. Actually, a couple of base hits. Had that single by Santani, and then the Booth hit. So 2 hits in the first inning that brought in a couple of runs. And now you got to hit batsman O'Neill on. The rest of the Smith numbers: 65 hits given up, 38 runs, 32 earned, 12 walks, and 41 strikeouts. 5 home runs allowed. ERA of 5.88. O'Neill the lead over at first. And the pitch a little bit outside to Westcott. O'Neill, 13 steals this year and hasn't been caught. 1-1 pitch. Into the stands and out of play. Couple of great tournaments this year. D2. And there was some great baseball when the ACCC D2 came here to Signature Field. Coastal North wins it as the 5 seed. And the 1 and 2 seeds, the teams that got byes, that had the advantage, they lost early. 5 seed goes on, takes on St. John's in Palatka. And lost that 2 out of 3 series. But obviously a great year for the Coastal North Coyotes and the D2 baseball program. And here we are in D1. 6 teams out of the ACCC, Region 22. And 2 from Region 23. There's a Westcott extra base hit. Given the green line to head home, O'Neill. It's a Westcott double that makes it a 3-zip Dolphin lead.
Westcott hit and brings in O'Neill for the run. And comes number 2, second baseman Giovanni Lasciardi.
Giovanni Lasciardi to the plate. Walker Brazil to the on-deck circle. Miller, Taylor, and Bader when you get to the third for Southern Union. Pulling back, Lashardi. But it is on the outside part of the plate. No balls, one strike. Lashardi facing Ashton Smith for the first time in the game. Good job by Miller. Keeps it in front of him, which will hold Westcott at the moment at second. Well, at the moment, an 11 a.m. championship game start time tomorrow morning. It'll be the Buccaneers, and one of these two popped up by Lashardi to right. Anderson coming in, makes the catch, holding at second, Westcott.
Now your batter's number 8, center fielder Walker Bazile.
One away for Walker Bazile, top of the order. Casey Artigues to the on-deck circle. Nine-hitter to the plate for the Dolphins. Getting his first look at Ashton Smith pitching. 328 hitter on the year, 116 trips to the plate, 38 hits, 8 extra base hits. Couple of strikes on Bazile. Base runner at second is Westcott. Westcott has already driven in the third run of the game, O'Neill. O'Neill got aboard, compliments of a dink by Smith. 2 gone, Bazile with a strikeout.
Bazile goes down on strikes. Now we're back to the top of the order.
First strikeout of the game for Ashton Smith.
Casey Artigues.
And it sends us back to the top of the order. Casey Artigues to the plate. Artigues with a line out to second. That was that nicely timed leap by Tanner Taylor to get a hold of a shot that could have been a base hit for Artigues. Oh, 1 pitch. Rolls away briefly from Miller, not too far though, and Westcott will go back to the bag at second. Miller, Taylor, and Bader, 8, 9, and 1 in the Southern Union order when we get to the third inning. Artigues hitting .280 on the year, more plate appearances than any other Dolphin. More runs than any other Dolphin, 52. More home runs, 4. 25 home runs as a squad for Delgado. So it's not a power hitting team. 53 games, 358 runs. And just get it done. Win games. And they and the Bison on the brink of getting to the championship. And at the moment, in the bottom of the second, the advantage belonging to Delgado, compliments of the 3-0 lead. 5-3 put out of Artigues. One runner is stranded, one runner is in. It's a 3-zip Dolphin lead going to the third.
The Alabama Baseball Coaches Association All-Star event has been a staple in amateur baseball in Alabama since 2000. Each June, 120 high school underclassmen join at Troy University to participate in this highly coveted event. Besides being evaluated on the field in a pro-style workout and in live games by 30 to 40 college coaches, the players and their parents attend informational sessions on the recruiting process and academic requirements. We look forward to seeing you this summer at our annual All-Star.
At the top of the third, Southern Union, number 12, Cannon Miller.
Top of the third, Cannon Miller starts it. Tanner Taylor and Landon Bader due up in the inning two. Couple of pitches missing from Ashe to Cannon Miller. To Bison. Coming into the third inning, hadn't seen Ashe pitching. Miller has now, and Taylor, who hasn't, will get his first look next. 2-2 the count. Oh, got to give my weather report. I mean, that's pretty important, right? You want to know what it's like, because I'm sure you take all the information provided, toss it into a computer, and determine the trajectory and the velocity of balls based on humidity, on wind speeds, on temperature. Hit by the pitch is Miller. Snaps a string of 5 in a row, set down by Ashe. And a base runner on for Tanner Taylor.
Number 7, Tanner Taylor.
75 at Oxford. Clouds beginning to build. 39 the air quality. UV index of 2. Winds out of the west-northwest at 2. Gusting to 5. Hit to second. Fielding it is LaShorty. Goes to first and turns the DP.
Turns the double play. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with number 10, Landon.
2 gone, Landon Bader to the plate. Ace Williamson to the on-deck circle. 24-mile visibility, humidity at 44%. Barometric pressure 29.92. Sent toward center field. Bazile tracks it down on the warning track. Turns into a 3-up, 3-down top of the third. We go to the bottom of the inning. Centani, Walker, and Booth. The Dolphins, who will come to the plate.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Bottom of the third, Red Centani starts it. Jackson Walker and Eli Booth due up in the inning two, right over the mid of Taylor. It will find its way into center field and a leadoff Centani single.
Centani on the hit and brings up your left fielder, number
As a
12,
base
Jackson
runner on
Walker.
for Jackson Walker. Walker with a fly out to left field in the first. Dolphins trying to continue a trend. They have plated runs in the first two innings and would like to do the same here. Southern Union trying to reverse a trend and keep the Dolphins off the board. Centani slight lead at first. Walton holding him on. Again, those 5 stolen bases, twice caught Centani. Walker hitting .308, 3 home runs, 38 RBIs. On the corner, and it is 2-1. Start of the day with a Shelton State win over Delgado, 3-2. And the game that just wrapped up finished in 7, 9-1, Southern Union over Northwest Shoals. Winner of this one facing the Bucks tomorrow and hoping to win 2. Hit to first, Walton's got it, goes to second, gets the out of the lead runner on the 3-6. Walker is at first. And there's one away.
Now your batter's first baseman, number 36, Eli Booth.
Eli Booth, a 2-run home run in the first. His first at-bat of today. .297 hitter, 11 doubles. And as a matter of fact, that home run is first of the year. Picked a fine time for slapping one out of the park. Put the Dolphins on top, and at least for the moment, still got that lead and have added to it compliments of the O'Neal run in the second. A little bit inside with a pitch to Booth. One ball, one strike. Off and running is Walker. Tagged out. Third time caught. And there's 2 gone with the bases cleared. Out will go Booth.
Booth goes down on strikes.
Both top and bottom part of the inning. Leadoff gets on. A pickoff turned it into a 1-2-3 in the top part. A caught stealing turns it into a 1-2-3 in the bottom part.
the inning at number 11, center fielder Ace Williamson.
Top of the fourth, Ace Williamson starting it off. Jaden Anderson, Andrew Walton due up in the inning too. Yep, it's become a tradition. So we will continue the tradition in the fourth inning of this game. Base hit Ace Williamson on with a leadoff single. And that's your shout-outs in the fourth. And we realize that it's an elimination game. One of these two teams won't hear you shout out to them again until next year. 334-488-1385, the number. 334-488-1385. Fourth inning, 6 outs long. We'll take your shout-outs. You need to know who it's to, who it's from. What's the shout-out? Where are you watching from? And if you want to snap a picture, and we'd like to be in the picture. Don't have to be, but would like to be. Send that along too. Had a nice photo earlier. A couple of young ladies on the way to church, I believe it was, had the game on the phone. 334-488-1385. And if you forget it, it's the number attached to the scoreboard. Anderson 0 for 1 in the game with a fly out to center. High pitch to Anderson, 2-1. Andrew Walton to the on-deck circle. That is hit foul in the direction of left. Shout-out says, go Bucks, watching from Wetumpka, Alabama. Winner of this one's got the Bucks tomorrow. Thanks, Wetumpka, for checking in. Count even at 2. Dave Bayer, watching from New Orleans, saying thank you for broadcasting and thank you for watching, Dave, from there in New Orleans. Three-two pitch. Nobody gone, base runner on, leadoff single from Williamson. Low pitch, couple of base runners. First time in the game the Bison have had 2 aboard. And that will push Williamson into scoring position.
And batters Bolton, your first baseman.
Nobody out for Andrew Walton. Walton in the game against Northwest Shoals had a 2-run double. Brings his RBI total to right at 40 on the year. By the way, let me say hello to Braxton Palmer there in Wetumpka watching the game. It just dawned on me. I saw the name and kept going, where have I heard that name? As runners move up on the toss that gets away from catcher Josh Eames. And if I'm not mistaken, Braxton is an Atlanta Braves aficionado and does frequently some interviews with Colin Big C. McGuire on his show, Talking Sports with Big C. I think that is the Braxton Palmer. At least that's, I think, where I'm affiliating that name, Braxton. Mimi Barb watching from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Go Casey and the Dolphins. Thank you, Mimi Barb. Bucks money line. Good luck, boys, says the shout out. 2-2 pitch on Walton. On the outside part of the plate.
Walton goes down with strikes. 90 batters number 30. Designated hitter, Ben Arundel.
One out for Ben Arundel. Arundel with a fly out to center field in the second. Braden Devine moving to the on-deck circle. Got a strike on Arundel, who was the first out in the second inning. Same spot, same results, 2 strikes on Arundel. Well, the shout out simply says Walsboro Carl and Helen Nobles. Boy, that was close to being another strike on Arundel. 1-2 pitch. Comes in a little bit low, and the count goes even, 2 each. Got a shout out to Big Bodie. Says the text outside with a pitch. 2 were in the zone to begin this trip to the plate for Arundel, and 3 have been outside. Count runs to 3-2. Got the outside part of the plate. It was the pitch that resulted in a couple of strikes early in the at-bat. And there's 2 gone. Braden Devine to the plate. Devine flew out to left field in the second inning. Grounds it to Lashardi at second. He'll lob over to first. Boy, that lob made it close at first, but gets Devine on the 4-3. 2 runners stranded. Nobody scores. We head to the bottom of the 4th and in the second half of your shout-outs on JockJive.
Laying off the bottom of the 4th for Delgado, number 37, catcher Josh Eames.
Bottom of the 4th gets underway. Josh Eames starts it. Logan O'Neill and Christian Westcott due up in the inning 2. Shout-out says good luck to Wesley Chatterbait Helms. Go Bucks. Bucks waiting. Bucks watching. Bucks wondering who they will be playing tomorrow. Fouled away by Josh Eames. Eames with a fly out to center field. Logan O'Neill moving to the on-deck circle. Ashton Smith's 0-2 popped up. Foul territory, yanking the headgear off as Miller. And he'll come back in front of the screen and make the catch. Two outs for Logan O'Neill.
Number 5, Logan O'Neill.
One out. Did I say two? I might have. Hey, I don't listen to me. So you probably weren't either, but it's one away with 2 to go. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Logan O'Neill taking a pitch into the dirt and back to the screen. Christian Westcott to the on-deck circle. Southern Union with the bottom third of their order. When you get to the top of the 5th, McGlon, Miller, and Taylor. Two-0 pitch. Got the outside part of the plate. Both starting pitchers still on the hill in the 4th. And when you consider that typically this point in a tournament into elimination games, into the 3rd or 4th day of the tournament, the games become, I don't want to say unentertaining, but just not as well played. But these have really been some very nicely played elimination games. Even though Southern Union beat Northwest Shoals in 7. It was still a game that was within reach for the Patriots until you got to the 7th. And then this one, an elimination game. It's got us almost to the 5th. In a very well-played game with a total of 6 base hits, 4 from the Dolphins and 2 from the Bison. Strikeout of O'Neill, out number 2. Christian Westcott to the plate. Westcott with a double that drove in O'Neill in the 2nd. Knocked down at 3rd by McGlon. Won't make the throw. It will likely be a base hit. Well, that was just going to be a really, really difficult play for McGlon to get the out over at first.
Westcott on the hit.
So Westcott with a single. He's 2 for 2 in the game.
Giovanni Lasciardi.
And Giovanni Lasciardi coming to the plate. Walker Brazil to the on-deck circle. Nothing in 1 on Lasciardi, who popped out to right field as the first out of the 2nd inning. That'll get away from Miller and give Westcott an opportunity to go to 2nd. One count to Lasciardi. Westcott with his lead at 2nd, edging towards 3rd. Hit into left field, base hit, given the green line to head home. Westcott throw in will come to the plate, but then slide by Miller and give Lasciardi an opportunity to take 2nd. RBI single makes it a 4-zip Dolphin lead. Couple of key 2-out base hits, the Westcott single, the Lasciardi single. And the Dolphin lead goes to 4 with Walker Brazil to the plate. Casey Artigues is on deck. McClellan, Miller, and Taylor in the fifth for Southern Union. Count even in one on Bazile. He struck out in the second. Smith's pitch back to the screen. So athletic events today involving the ACCC or D2 softball. All done except this one. Strike three, dropped it in on the outside part of the plate. One runner is stranded, nobody scores. Now make that one run place. It is a 4-zip lead as we head to the top of the fifth. Booted around and short by Westcott, and McClellan will get on. That'll be an E6. First Dolphin error of the game. Base runner on for Cannon Miller.
12, catcher Cannon Miller.
Miller hit by a pitch in the third. Tanner Taylor's on deck. Dolphins add to the lead by one. Bring Westcott in on a Lashardi single. And the Dolphins with a 4-zip lead. Low inside pitch, count goes even. Miller hit by a pitch in the third. Back to the plate in the fifth. Hey, by the way, thanks for all the shout outs. Great to have you watching. Whether it's New Orleans, whether it is Grand Junction, Wetumpka, you name it. Far or near, we appreciate you logging in. To Southern Union and Delgado, Bison and Dolphins, as the lights begin to come on here at Chakalaka. Inside with a pitch. Three-one offering to Miller. That is sent towards center field. It will drop in as a base hit. Couple of runners on, the error and the single, putting two aboard, and brings Tanner Taylor to the plate. Couple of ace runners on for Tanner Taylor, the 9-hitter, top of the order. Landon Bader to the on-deck circle. Top of the order, coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th for Delgado. But the Bison in no hurry to get to the bottom part of the inning. And is popped up over towards the bullpen, and it hits on top of the brick wall that encompasses that bullpen for Delgado. Typically, your home team would be on the third base side. But in this one, Southern Union is in the third base dugout because they were the home team in the prior game. And there was just no need to pack up gear and move, 75 to 100 feet. Third base hit. And that will bring in a run as the Bison are on the board. Compliments of Tanner Taylor. And Shea running into a little bit of a bind here. Still doesn't have an out. Has 2 runners on, and we go back to the top of the order. And Coach Schur, obviously very much aware of the situation, going out to have a conversation with his pitcher. Well, I mentioned a lot of stuff going on here in Oxford. You got retail, you got athletics, you got lodging, you got eating. Performing Arts Center. Looks like next is that Happy Together tour, but it's sold out. So you had a luck and getting to see the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, the Association, Badfinger, the Vogues, and the Cow Seals. But maybe you can catch something a little bit later on. I'm looking to see if there's something I might recognize coming up. They don't have the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band coming. Do have Sean of the South on his way. He'll be here on the 12th. Staying in the game is Ashe to face the top of the order, Landon Bader. Bader 0 for 2 in the game with the ground out to short and a fly out to center. Bison on the board with nobody out. Right up the middle, base hit. Scooped up by Brazil. Loaded up by the Bison.
Number 11 center fielder Ace Williamson.
Ace Williamson coming to the plate. Tying run on, go ahead run at the plate. Here in the top of the 5th. Williamson has singled twice. Pops this one up to the left side. Walker will back up to catch. It'll be deep enough to bring in Miller, and he will score from third. So a productive Ace Williamson out. Drives in the run, makes it a 4-2 game. Jaden Anderson to the plate. And Ashe was not happy when he saw Coach Schur step out of the dugout and make his way to the mound. Wanted to face Anderson, but he will not. Coming out of the game in the 5th.
protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State.
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Again, your batter's number 15, Jaden Anderson.
That is a foul ball, but barely in the direction of third. Anderson thought it was fair. Blue standing behind the plate says it's foul. And it's 0-1 on Anderson. The new pitcher is Alex Lachey. Lachey, 12 appearances, 5 as a starter. 4-3, 1 save and 2 complete games. 38 2/3 innings of work, 49 hits given up, 41 runs, 31 earned, 19 walks, and 34 strikeouts. 2 home runs, a 7.22 ERA. 0-2 pitch to Anderson. And he will get that one out of play. Connor Lachey worked 4 1/3, faced 20. 2 strikeouts, no walks, 5 hits. 1 hit batsman, 2 runs allowed, but there are 2 runners on. That would be his responsibility. A little bit high with the pitch, 1-2. Anderson, a pop out and a walk. 1-2 pitch. That is ground towards short. Throw over to third, not going to be in time. Bases loaded. Infield single by Anderson.
Load the bases up for number 8, first baseman Andrew Walton.
Andrew Walton to the plate. Hit number 4 in the inning. And it will load it for Andrew Walton. Low inside pitch to Walton, who has popped out to center and struck out. Count goes even in 1. A ball to strike it out. And a bases loaded scenario. Alex Lachey in for starting pitcher Connor Lachey. Ground to third, charging in is Centani, goes home and gets the out at the plate, which gets the lead runner.
Now you got number 30, designated hitter Ben Arundel.
2 gone for Ben Arundel. Bases still loaded. Arundel 0 for 2 in the game with a fly out and a strikeout. Top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the 5th for Delgado. Half of that 4-run lead gone for the Dolphins. And the Bison trying to take a bigger bite out before heading to the home half of the 5th. Nothing in 2 on Arrendale. Arrendale only had 38 regular season plate appearances, hit 289. 11 hits, grounds it to Lashardi, bobbles it just a bit, but still able to get it over to his shortstop, Westcott, and get the out at second on the 4-6. But a couple of runs are in. Bison not only on the board, they are within 2.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for Delgado, number 13, Casey Ortiz. Let's go, Real.
Rim Maxwell, the new pitcher, facing the top of the order. Casey Ortiz in the bottom of the 5th. After the Bison played a couple of runs and cut the lead in half. Ashton Smith working 4 innings. Line foul. Struck out 4, faced 18, no walks, 6 hits allowed, and 4 runs given up. And he also hit Logan O'Neill. But in foul. 1-2 the count on Ortiz, who is 0 for 2 with a line out to second and the ground out to third. Maxwell in the regular season, 13 appearances, 2 starts, 2-0, 23 innings of work, 24 hits given up, 17 runs, 11 earned, 17 each, walks and strikeouts, 2 home runs given up, and the ERA at 4.30. And we saw Rim Maxwell come into the Wallace-Hansville game. In that game, he worked 2 innings, faced 6, and retired everybody. Had 2 strikeouts and no walks. And back in this one against Delgado. And they are hoping for the same kind of success he had against the Lions, against the Dolphins. Red Centani on deck, Jackson Walker to follow. 2-2 pitch on the outside part of the plate. One out for Red Centani. Centani with a couple of singles. One in the fourth, one in the third. Southern Union sent 8 to the plate in the fifth. 2 came in, 3 went down, and 3 were left on. That will get out of play. Brief chase and look from first baseman Andrew Walton. Jackson Walker on deck. Centani a single and a run scored in the first. He was on when Eli Booth hit that 2-run home run over the wall and right. And then had a single to lead off the third. A 1-1 pitch, just a little bit inside. Two-one offering to Centani. Count goes even. Centani, a .344 hitter on the year. 13 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 48 RBIs. Those 48 RBIs best on the team. 33 walks, 23 strikeouts. Strike 3 and out goes Centani. A couple of Dolphins go down looking. Artigues and Centani. And there's 2 gone for Jackson Walker. Walker with a fly out to left and a ground out to first. 0 for 2 in the game. Eli Booth is on deck. Oh, 1 pitch. And that is out of play. 0-2 on Walker. His fly out to left in the first was the second out. His ground out to first accounted for the first out in the inning. He was on and ground into a 3-6 putout that got Centani. And then he was caught stealing second. High pitch 1-2. 1-2 offering. Some towards left, but it is foul. Winner of this one's got Shelton State. The eventual winner, whether it's 1 or 2 games in that battle with Shelton State, will earn somebody the trip to Colorado. That is floated in the direction of left field, and it's going to drop in. Trying to dive and make the catch was Bader. It hopped away, throw coming in, and it will hop away once more from a diving shortstop, Braden Devine, but this time it doesn't hop far enough away to convince Walker to go for another bag. And Rim Maxwell will give up his first base hit in 3 innings of work. 1 inning here, and then, of course, the 2 innings against Wallace Hansville. Eli Booth, 1 for 2 in the game. He got a balk from Maxwell, and that's got Walker going to third. Booth homered in the first, struck out in the third. On the inside part of the plate to Booth. Josh Eames is on deck. Booth, a .297 hitter. His forte, the double. He's had 11 this year. Couple of strikes on Booth. .28 walks, 29 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch. That is scooped up at third by McClung. It's at first in time. And Booth will wrap into the 5-3. One runner stranded, nobody scores, still 4-2. Headed to the sixth.
Leading off the top of the sixth, number 3, Braden Devine.
Six spots starting the sixth. Braden Devine, Pat McClung, and Cannon Miller due up in the inning two. In a 4-zip ball, make that a 4-2 ball game. Bison getting a couple of runs in the top part of the fifth. It was 4-zip until the top of the fifth, and the 2 runs come in to cut the lead in half. By the way, don't forget, we've got what left in the day? 6 hours? It's Mother's Day. Surely you have sent a card, brought a gift, made a call. But if you haven't, there's time. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Shoved over towards first, and it'll be picked up by Lachey, who will go to first and get Devine on the 1-3. And by the way, those moms don't necessarily have to be of youngins. Might be a mama for all the puppies and all the pets in the house. So however and whatever you are mothering, happy Mother's Day to you. Pat McClung. Low and away with a pitch. He popped out to left and reached on an error. Was one of the 2 runs that played it in the fifth. Miller was the other. And Miller is on deck, low and inside. By the way, we can close the books on starting pitcher Connor O'Shea. 4 1/3 innings of work, faced 22 strikeouts, no walks, 5 hits. And the verdict at the time we left the top of the 5th was, how many runs would he allow? It would be 2. And hit 1 as well. Two count to McGlynn. Hit towards right field. O'Neill's there, didn't have to move much.
O'Neill on the catch.
And there's 2 away.
Second out. Now your batter is number 12, Cannon Miller.
Cannon Miller to the plate, hit by a pitch and single. Tanner Taylor is on deck, mid part of the Delgado order when you get to the bottom of the 6th. Miller was hit by the pitch in the 3rd and then became part of a double play. Taylor lined to second, and Miller was caught off the bag at first. And then had a single and came in and scored a run. He was driven in by the Williamson sacrifice fly in the 5th inning after the single in that inning. Tanner Taylor on deck. Eames, O'Neill, and Westcott. When you get to the bottom of the 6th, there's a 2-out walk to Miller.
Miller's walked. Now your batter's number 7, Tanner Taylor.
Base runner aboard for Tanner Taylor. Landon Bader moving to the on-deck circle. Taylor lined out to second in the 3rd. Had a single that drove in a run in the 5th. Back to the plate in the 6th. 2 gone. And Miller on at first. Landon Bader awaits his opportunity next. Delgado wants to face Bader in the 7th. Can Booth get to it? It appears yes. And indeed the Dolphins will face Bader in the 7th. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 left on. Nobody scores in the top of the 6th, bottom of the 6th. Eames, O'Neill, and Westcott coming up.
The University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
sixth inning for the Dolphins, number 37, catcher Josh Eaves.
Bottom of the sixth, Josh Eames to start it. Logan O'Neill and Christian Westcott due up in the inning, too. Couple of flyouts for Eames, one to center, one behind the plate. Southern Union's 2 runs came in the 5th. The Delgado runs, 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. And a 4-2 game here in the bottom of the 6th. On the inside part of the plate to Eames. One team with 6 hits, the other with 7. One team with an error and the other with none. A little bit outside with the pitch, 1 and 2. Eames, the last out in the 1st, first out in the 4th, batting here in the 6th. Outside with the offering and the count 2 and 2. Well, with the conclusion of this tournament, it's not the end of our baseball. Man, we got a ton of stuff coming up this summer. Like Showcase Series baseball for 10 weeks in all kinds of locations around the Southeast. The ALA BCA Showcases in Troy, Alabama. Babe Ruth World Series in Missouri. Walked Eames. Cal Ripken World Series in Missouri. Dixie Youth Softball. I know that's not baseball, but you know it's similar. In Virginia. Georgia Parks and Recreation Baseball in June. In, you guessed it, Georgia. All coming up this summer. On the outside part of the plate to O'Neill. O'Neill hit by a pitch in the 2nd, came in on the double from Westcott. Struck out in the 4th. Eames with his lead, and is bunted foul by O'Neill. Well, let me pull out the old Google Calendar and give you some specifics. This month, UBO Spring Training, Summit, Mississippi, and Wesson, Mississippi, Colin and Southwest Mississippi campuses. Over the head of O'Neill to run the count to 1 and 2. Then, as I mentioned, every weekend for 9 additional weeks, we'll be somewhere, and in some instances, 2 somewheres. Count goes even at 2. And before you know it, we'll be into the football season. And at the moment, Georgia Military College football, swing and a miss, and out goes O'Neill.
O'Neill's down on strikes. Now your batter's number 16.
Bayside Academy football, SIAC football, Great American Rivalries, ACCA football, and more. Christian Westcott with a couple of base hits. One drove in a run, the other eventually resulted in a run. Westcott scored in the 4th, had the RBI single in the 2nd. Giovanni Lasciardi is on deck. Major League Baseball, almost everything is wrapped up except the ESPN Game of the Week. Diamondbacks beating the Orioles 9-2. Cubs in 10. Pop the Pirates 5-4. Red Sox over the Nationals 3-2. Twins topple the Blue Jays 5-1. Astros aggravate the Tigers 9-3. Yankees beat the Rays 10-6. In 10, Marlins mashed the Phillies 7-6. Guardians over the White Sox 7-zip. Cardinals clip the Brewers 4-3. Rockies defeat the Rangers 3-1. It was close over at first. Royals 4-2 over the Angels. Padres blank the Dodgers 4-0. Mariners defeat the A's 8-4. Reds and Giants would be through if somebody would take the lead. It's 5-5 in the bottom of the 10th with 2 outs and a couple of runners on. And that ESPN game, Braves and Mets, just underway and scoreless. Two pitch to Westcott. That's hit pretty well, but able to get on the warning track and make the catch. Landon Bader and back to first will go Eames. A long out, and Eames back to first. Giovanni Lasciardi back to the plate. NBA, Pacers beat the Knicks 121-89. That series tied at 2. Later tonight, Timberwolves and Nuggets, Minnesota leading the series 2-1. NHL, Bruins over the Panthers 2-zip with 2:04 to play in the first. Florida leads the series 2-1. Hit to right, Anderson comes in, makes the catch. Lasciardi will fly out. 6 innings in the books, and it's still a 2-run Dolphin lead.
Leading up the top of the 7th, left fielder Landon Bader.
Top of the 7th, top of the order. Landon Bader to start it off. Goes after the first pitch. 2-hop to Centani at third. He'll go to first, and there's a pitch in and out.
Number 11, center fielder Ace Williamson.
Ace Williamson next. Williamson with a couple of singles and a sack, 2 for 2 with an RBI. Jaden Anderson moving to the on-deck circle. On the inside part of the plate. One other second round hockey game, the Oilers and Canucks, who are tied at 1, meet at 8:30 tonight. Up the middle, able to get it, spin and fire is Westcott. Well, what a play.
Now you're back to number 15, left fielder Jaden Anderson.
And Williamson out on the 6-3. You know, there are some sports, speaking of hockey, that you may not know a thing about, but you still enjoy the game. Hockey's one of those. Can't tell you much about it. Like watching it, though. Then there are other sports. You watch, you don't know anything about it, and you're like, let me go watch some hockey. Jaden Anderson walked, singled, and flew out to center field. Grounds it foul. Count goes to 1-2. Bottom of the order in the bottom of the 7th. Delgado sending Brazil and then Artigues and Centani to the plate. 1 hour, 40-minute game. First game went 2:02. Second game went 2:07. And again, I can't complain. You get into these elimination games late into a tournament, and you almost expect 15-14 games. What a stop at third. Centani throws it over to first to try to throw out the runner. Cannot. The error part will be the fact that Anderson winds up at second. That would have been a base hit. Just a gallant effort by Centani. Anderson will wind up at second.
Now your batter's number 8, Andrew Walton.
So you got a single and an E5. Base runner in scoring position and the tying run to the plate in the form of Andrew Walton. Into the strike zone to Walton, who is 0 for 3. Brazil, Artigues, Centani in the bottom of the 7th for Delgado. Lifted towards right field, and there is room for the catch. It'll be made by O'Neill.
O'Neill on the catch.
One runner stranded, nobody scores. Still 4-2 Dolphins headed to the 7th inning stretch.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
the 7th. For the Dolphins, number 8, Walker Azil.
Walker Brazil leading off the bottom of the 7th. Casey Artigues and Rhett Sintani due up in the inning 2. As your Sunday afternoon starts melting into a Sunday night. Little check swing, and he is on or out. He's out. Wow, that was close over at first.
Maxwell on the play for the first out. Now we're back to the top of the order with Casey Artigues.
Don't know. That was definitely a bang-bang play over at first. But Bazile wrapping into the 1-3. It was kind of the unintentional 1-3. A little bit of a check swing, and got a piece of it, sent it down the line towards third. And coming in to make the play was Rim Maxwell. There is a 1-out single from Casey Artigues.
Batters number 23, Rick Sintani.
Base runner aboard for Red Sintani, who is 2 for 3 in the game. Sintani with singles in the 1st and 3rd and struck out in the 5th. Jackson Walker is on deck, mid part of the order. When you get to the top of the 8th for Southern Union, running out of outs. They've got 6 now left, as that is high and away to Sintani. One ball, 1 strike offering. Hit to short, maybe 2. Divine to Taylor to Walton. 6-4-3 DP will end the bottom of the 7th and send us to the 8th.
Alabama Baseball Coaches Association's annual First Pitch Dinner and Silent Auction raises money for the Miracle Leagues of Alabama. These leagues allow disabled children and adults to play the game of baseball on synthetic and turf fields. Besides helping subsidize players' uniform costs and league equipment costs, the Alabama Baseball Coaches Association is committed to getting more high school and college teams involved in volunteering in these leagues. Click on the donate button at alabca.org to help support this life-impacting ministry.
Leading off the top of the 8th, for the Bison, number 30, designated hitter, Ben Arundel.
Top of the 8th, Ben Arundel to the plate. 0 for 3 in the game with a fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. Braden Devine and Pat McGlon, 2 up in the inning, 2. Dolphins get a 1-out single from Casey Ortiz, but Cintani wraps into the double play, and the Dolphins go quietly in the 7th as we go to the 8th. Couple of strikes on Arundel. He popped out to center field in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, ground out to 2nd in the 5th. Arundel, the .289 hitter, 34 is that on-base percentage. Facing Alex Lachey, who came into the game in the 5th. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And Lachey will pick up his first strikeout of the game.
Braden Devine.
Braden Devine 0 for 3. Pat McGlon's on deck. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Delgado in the 8th. Walker, Booth, and Eames. 0-1 pitch. 0-2 on Devine. Hitting .331. 8 extra base hits, 25 RBIs. Inside with the Lachey offering. 55 hits, that is 4th best on the team. Reaches out. He did not come in on the swing. Boy, that was close. And appealed down to first. But Kerry Day said, nope, he didn't. And it is 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike offering. Pop back this direction and out of play. Chakalaka on a Sunday night. Clouds beginning to build, as we've mentioned, some rain predicted tomorrow, which is kind of wreaked havoc with plans. As you got a swing and a miss in Devine, out number 2.
Devine goes down on strikes.
And I'm looking at that national radar that I looked at earlier today when it was, hanging around Dallas, Shreveport, maybe midway through Louisiana. Well, now it's the back end in Dallas, and the front end has made its way into Mississippi as it makes its trek eastward. Let's see if anything has changed overnight. Nope, still looking at rain around 7 a.m. (0-2) on McGlon, who is 0 for 3 in the game. A couple of flyouts and has reached on an error. After reaching on the error, got aboard. He's got a single. Got aboard and came on in, and now he's got a single that gets him on.
Brings up number 12, catcher Cannon Miller.
Cannon Miller to the plate. Miller, a home run, 18 RBIs, 329 hitter, 3 doubles. He's been hit by a pitch, walked and singled. Has not been an out for the Bison. Tanner Taylor to the on-deck circle. Outside with the offering, 2-0. Apparently in parts of Alabama, there's already some rainfall. I'm looking at back home down on the south end of the state. 2-1 with a pitch on the outside part of the plate to Miller. A little low with a pitch. Count goes to 3-1. Lachey has handed out a single walk. And as a matter of fact, that came to Miller in the 6th. That's the only walk from Lachey until now. He's done it again.
Cannon calls the walk. Now your batter's number 7, second baseman Tanner Taylor.
That'll bring the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of Tanner Taylor, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI on a single in the 5th. '65 home runs for the Bison this year, but the bulk of the round trippers come really from 2 guys, Ace Williamson and Jaden Anderson, who together have hit 39 of the 65. And now you got a ball on Lachey. Well, here's what Lachey did. It's that right-hand movement. And there you see the ball call. And I think Lachey was expressing a little disgruntlement with what he thought was a pitch into the strike zone, and Blue said it wasn't. A 1-0 pitch to Taylor. And the count goes even at 1. So now both of the runners in scoring position. Let's see how big that balk might prove to be. Landon Bader on deck. And it is 3-1. Well, let's see how Lachey would be better served. Something outside of the strike zone. That is going to be in the strike zone. Backing up to field, in center field, Bazile. And Lachey got out of a wee bit of a mess. 2 runners stranded. That's double-digit LOB. 10 now left on for Southern Union as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Jackson Walker.
We get the bottom of the 8th underway. Jackson Walker coming to the plate. Delgado would feel more comfortable if the lead were a little larger. And Walker, Booth, and Eames will try to make that happen here in the bottom of the 8th before going to the 9th. Walker 1 for 3. A fly out to left, a ground out to first, and a double. Rim Maxwell's job, keep Delgado scoreless in the bottom of the 8th. Their last run came in the bottom of the 4th when Lasharney drove in Westcott, who had single. And that was the last time there were back-to-back hits in the game for the Dolphins. Couple of strikes on Walker. Eli Booth is on deck. Walker with a fly out to left in the 1st, the ground out to first in the 3rd, the double in the 5th, and that is fouled towards first. Count stays at 1-2. Top of the order in the top of the 9th for Southern Union. They want to get to the 9th quickly. Dolphins want to take their time, and there is a leadoff single from Jackson Walker.
Jackson Walker on the hit. Making batters number 36, first baseman.
Base runner aboard for Eli Booth. Well, Coach making his way to the bump, and he's already indicated Maxwell's day finished. Got a new pitcher coming in 90 seconds.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Get you back here. Pitchers Matthew Holcomb, Now your batters, number 36, Eli Booth.
The new pitcher is Matthew Holcomb. Matthew Holcomb, the sophomore right-hander. 14 appearances, 1 start, 3-1. Worked 22 innings. 19 hits given up, 18 runs, 17 earned, 17 walks, 26 strikeouts. Has not allowed a home run this year and a .695 ERA. Takes over with a runner aboard, nobody gone in the bottom of the 8th. Into the strike zone to Eli Booth, who has homered, struck out, and ground out. 1 for 3 in the game. Rim Maxwell, 3 innings of work, faced 12, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits given up. He has not allowed a run, but he is responsible for the runner at first. Inside and a walk issued to Booth.
Booth draws a walk. Now your batters, number 37, catcher Josh Eames.
Holcomb did hand out 17 walks in the regular season and will walk 1 here. Booth coming out of the game, and he is being replaced at first by Bo Foreman. So Foreman running for Booth.
Number 22, Bo Foreman.
Couple of base runners aboard as the Dolphins try to build the lead a little bit larger. Josh Eames, a couple of flyouts. 1 to the outfield, 1 to the infield, and a walk. He is showing bunt. Inside with the pitch. Would like to get those runners over. And let Logan O'Neill bring 1 in, or 2 in. Count even at 1. Lights on here at Chakalaka. This is as calm as our winds have been in the 4 days of the tournament. Couple of strikes on Eames. One-two offering. Eames with a fly out to center in the first, behind the plate in the 4th. Walked to lead off the 6th, but was stranded at first. One-two pitch to Eames. Got the outside part of the plate.
Eames goes down on strikes.
1 out with Logan O'Neill next. O'Neill's been hit by a pitch and struck out twice. Christian Westcott is on deck. O'Neill hit by the pitch in the 2nd, came in on the Westcott double. Swats at the 1st. Pitch from your new guy on the bump. Smith got the start. Maxwell came in. Matthew Holcomb trying to shut down the Dolphins. And bring the game to the top of the ninth. Oh, 1 pitch. Back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Runners with their leads, Booth at first, Walker at second. Here's the 0-2 offering to O'Neill, and that will come in low. One ball, 2 strike offering. Holcomb into the pressure cooker. Was a little bit inside with the pitch. Runs the count even at 2. Had some Bison fans who thought that was into the strike zone. Got some Dolphin fans that thought Blue made the right call. 2-2 offering. Chopped over towards left field, base hit. Walker rounding third, coming in. The lead gets a little larger. RBI single from O'Neill.
O'Neill on the hit in the RBI.
Run charge to Maxwell. So Maxwell, 3 innings of work, 12 he faced, 3 strikeouts, a walk, 3 hits, and 1 run allowed. And that hits Westcott. He is out. And runners will go back as O'Neill will take first and Booth will travel back to second.
Now your batter's number 2.
2 gone for Giovanni Lasciardi. Lasciardi 1 for 3 in the game. A couple of pop outs to right and a single. That single drove in a run and brought in Westcott in the 4th. That will get out of play. 0-1. Walker Bazile is on deck. Top of the order when you get to the 9th for Southern Union. Pater, Williamson, and Anderson. Lasciardi the first out in the 2nd, had the single in the 4th, was the last out in the 6th. A little bit outside with the pitch. Count evens up, 1 apiece. Elimination game. Winner of this one will play hopefully tomorrow. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it at second is Taylor. He'll make the catch. And the inning is over. We head to the 9th with a 3-run ball game.
Leading off the top of the ninth, number 10, Landon Bader. Centenny on the first down. Now your batter's center fielder, number 11, Ace Williamson.
Bader grounding into the 5-3 for out number 1 here in the top of the ninth. Well, regardless of what happens here, you're looking at a rematch. It will either be a rematch for the Bucks and the Bison or a Bucks-Dolphin rematch. And you got one away. Ace Williamson wrapping that one in the direction of first. But it is in foul territory. Buccaneers and Bison met on Saturday. And obviously the Buccaneers and the Dolphins tangled earlier today. So the question is, will an ACCC foe, a Region 22 opponent, get another shot at the Bucks, or will it be a Region 23 rep? Williamson with a couple of singles, a sacrifice, and a ground out. He's hit by the pitch.
Williamson's hit by the pitch. And brings up number 15.
And he'll go down to first.
Jaden Anderson.
It'll bring Jaden Anderson to the plate. Anderson has popped out, walked, singled twice. Delgado can afford to give up 2. They cannot give up 3. That's high into the air towards left field, but Walker has got a beat on it. He'll make the catch, and Anderson will fly out for out number 2. And for the Bison, it's down to Andrew Walton. Walton with a fly out to center, a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out to right. Ben Arundel hoping for an opportunity next. The tying run potentially is on deck, but there are 2 gone. Williamson, the runner. Alex Lachey, who came into the ballgame in the 5th, trying to wrap it up here in the 9th. That gets out of play. And a 2-strike count on Walton. Well, I saw Bobby Sproul down in the courtyard area, so he is here waiting to see who he plays tomorrow. 0-2 pitch. It is ground towards short, charging into field. Westcott whips it to first. Ball game over. And the season will end for Southern Union and continue for Delgado.
Delgado 5, Southern Union 2. Delgado will move on to the championship game.
So this one is over. And we now know who will be part of the rematch. It will be Delgado and Shelton State. Compiling the final numbers, and I think these are it. Southern Union 8 hits, 2 runs, no errors committed. They will leave 11 on. Delgado, 10 hits, 2 errors, stranding a total of 6. The runs for Southern Union both came in the 5th. Back-to-back McGlon and Miller. For Delgado, 2 in the 1st and then 1 each in the 2nd, 4th, and 8th innings. And Delgado advances to the championship. Southern Union will finish a great year, but wrap it up one step away from the title game. We will see you tomorrow sometime and somewhere. Rain's supposed to move in, so we're not sure where it's going to be played or when it will be played. But at the moment, 11 a.m. right here at Chakalaka. Wherever it's at, though, we'll follow and have coverage for you. See you then. And moms, happy Mother's Day to you. For the ACCC and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.